back to 5 and 5. It's week 14, and this is the place where you're going to get 5 against the spread bets in 5 minutes or less. I'm your host, Amanda Rose, and everyone, please bow down to our NFL analyst, Raheem Palmer. His picks last week were a perfect 5-0, and he is now in the money for the DraftKings Sportsbook's Pro Football Millionaire Pick'em Contest. Raheem, at Yo God, how do you feel?
Feel good, but like I said before, we in the championship rounds. You can't get too happy. We got to win every single game going forward. We're trying to bring this thing home. I feel like I'm in a welterweight boxing match right now, and I can't let up. So hopefully we can turn it up, go 5-0 once again.
All right, Raheem, you're about to feel even better. Since my bet lost last week, I have to pay it off by wearing this stupid hat that lights up. And per your request, I have to sing the hook to Nas's "The World Is Yours." Is this Little Nas X? Is that who this is?
No, this is not Little Nas X. This is Nas Escobar, Nasty Nas, the original.
You're older than me, so you grew up more in the 90s.
Yeah.
All right, so I have no idea how this song goes, but here we go. Whose world is this? It's mine. It is mine. It is mine. Whose world is this? The world is yours. The world is yours. It's mine. It's mine. It's mine. Whose world is this? Thank you.
I love it. Thank you.
All right. So I'll be announcing the winners from last week's contest at the end of this video. Right now, we got to get to Raheem's 5 picks in 5 minutes or less. I'm putting 60 seconds on the clock for pick number 1. Raheem, ready, set, go.
We're going to go with the Cleveland Browns -2.5. This line has already been bet up from -1.5 to where it currently sits. Look, this is probably one of the greatest situational spots of the season for the Cleveland Browns, who are coming off a bye week, and probably one of the worst situational spots for the Baltimore Ravens, who are playing their 3rd straight divisional game just 2 weeks ago. You guys know we took the Baltimore Ravens against the Cleveland Browns. Mm-hmm. Then last week, we faded them against the Pittsburgh Steelers. We're going to take the Browns this week. Favorites coming off a bye are 57% the last decade. The Ravens are riddled with injuries. They lost Marlon Humphreys. They barely have cornerbacks. All their cornerbacks are in the hospital right now. This Ravens offense is also struggling. They haven't cracked 20 and 4 out of their last 5 games. Before last week, they were 6-1 in 1-score games. They're hanging on by a thread. Take the Browns -2.5. We're going with my beloved Dallas Cowboys. When you look at the Cowboys the last couple of weeks, they've really been struggling with injuries. Dak Prescott missed some time. Stud left tackle Tyron Smith missed a couple of weeks. CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, all these guys were out. And now they're finally getting healthy on the offense, but they're also getting healthy on defense. They got DeMarcus Lawrence back last week. They're getting Randy Gregory back this week. Both of these guys ranked 4th in pressure rank amongst NFL edge rushers. When you look at pairing them with Micah Parsons, who's going to be the rookie of the year on defense, I think Washington's going to have some problems. This line's down to 3.5, but my model makes this closer to 6. I have it around 5.5, so I think there's some value here. Washington has had some positive regression the last couple of weeks, but they played the Panthers, the Seahawks, the Raiders. This Cowboys team is a huge step up in class. Take the Cowboys -3.5. Kansas City Chiefs -9.5. I don't typically like to lay this many points in the NFL, but you get under 10 with a Chiefs team who's been dominant on defense. They've allowed only 13.8 points per game over the last 6 games. They've won 5 games in a row with 17 points or fewer, and they're playing a Raiders offense that doesn't have Henry Ruggs. Darren Waller, he could be out for this game. He's been banged up. The public's all over the Raiders, and I think this is a public dog with fleas. You got 69% of the public on the Raiders, 58% of the money on the Chiefs, which means the sharp money is on the Chiefs. And then the Raiders, they proved that they can't stop this Chiefs offense. The big game that the Chiefs had this year, the 41-14 victory, came over the Raiders. So look for Mahomes in this offense to step back, because Gus Johnson is not going to play that too deep shell. Take the Chiefs -9.5.
All right, time to take a flea bath and get on to pick number 4.
We're going to go with the San Francisco 49ers. This line's already up to about 1.5, 2 in the market. So you're getting a stale number here. When you look at Joseph Burrow, he just dislocated his pinky finger on his throwing hand. You never want to see a quarterback out there with a dislocated finger. And then also the Bengals, their defense, they really struggle against top competition. They only faced one top 16 offense in EPA per play since the Packers in week 5 before last week's game against the Chargers. As you know, last week we had the Chargers. Chargers dominated them. Well, this Niners offense is the best offense in the NFL by EPA per play. So they should be able to score. They got George Kittle back. Deebo Samuel might be in the lineup. And then on defense, Fred Warner's back. Also, Kyle Shanahan is 24-16, 60% as an underdog. We're going with the Buffalo Bills. Big shout out to the podcast guy, Matt Mitchell, for our company. We're going with the Bills plus 3.5. We faded them last week, but my model makes this game a pick 'em against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. First things first, I know they're missing Tre'Davious White at corner, but this is still a great defense. They're still first in DVOA. They're 5th in pass rush win rate. And we all know if you can get pressure on Thomas Brady, you can cause them some problems. And Josh Allen is 15-8. 65% is an underdog. He's going to be able to attack this Buccaneers secondary. Jamel Dean, Sean Murphy, Bunny, they've been banged up. So look for Stephon Diggs and Emmanuel Sanders. They have big days. Also, Road Dogs off a loss this season, 33-22, 60%. Road Dogs at 3 or less, 20-10, 67%. And then also, my one big stat. Teams coming off Monday Night Football the following week, 18-4 against the spread. Take the Buffalo Bills.
All right, Raheem, since you like to use everyone's full first name, I'm going to use your full first name, which is Raheemuel. Decided that. So here is a recap of Raheemuel's 5 best bets. You got the Cleveland Browns at -2.5 versus the Baltimore Ravens. Dallas Cowboys -3.5 versus Washington Football Team. Kansas City Chiefs -9.5 versus Las Vegas Raiders. San Francisco 49ers plus 0.5 point at Cincinnati Bengals. And lastly, Buffalo Bills plus 3.5 at Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And for Amanda's pick, I'm fading your Bills pick and taking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at -3.5. Buffalo is really going to miss their lockdown cornerback, Tre'Davious White, going up against the Brady passing attack. Plus, according to your Action Network podcast co-host, Brandon Anderson, Brady is 35-14-6 against the spread as a 1-score favorite at home, covering 71% of the time. And Bruce Arians is 16-8-2 against the spread, 67% in toss-up spreads like this. So you're gonna go 4-1 this week. Sorry.
May the best man or woman win.
All right, we'll see who's wrapping what and wearing what next week. But for the viewers, as I mentioned earlier, we have 3 winners from last week's contest. You had to put your pick for the Ravens or the Steelers in the comments. These winners got it correct and were randomly selected. Chris Carver and Brent Smericki, you both won Ash Network hoodies, and D Mays for it, you won $100. Congratulations, guys. We'll have another contest next week, so be sure to tune in next Thursday. That's it for us. Give this video a thumbs up. Check out the DraftKings Sportsbook's Millionaires Pick'em contest. Click the link in the description to see Raheem's updated best bets in case any news changes things. I'm Amanda Rose. He's Raheem Palmer, and good luck out there this week.